Welcome to What the Health? The podcast where anything health is fair game. There's a lot of garbage advice and misinformation out there that can leave you feeling stumped and stuck. Together, let's sift through the sea of BS and find the best ways to get healthy and stay healthy. Join the team as we tackle the trends and bust the myths about health and wellness. Here are your hosts, Dr. Dan Turo, Angela Turo, and Dr. Riley Brown.
Welcome to another episode of What the Health, our podcast here at Turo Family Chiropractic. I am your host today, Angela Turo, here with my lovely co-host,
Sugar.
Sugar is our wonderful massage therapist. For those of you who don't know that we have her with us, which apparently is a lot of people, because even though your picture has been up
everywhere.
It's been a year now, right?
A year on the 15th.
Well, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
How are you enjoying your time with
us?
us?
It went so fast. I loved it. I loved it. Well, the year I did love. But it went so fast.
Yeah.
And it's so easy and just nice and chill.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah. You've integrated so well into the team and into our mission. And that's what we really just wanted to take an opportunity today. You see, the guys aren't here. They get to talk about their stuff all the time. So all the time. But yeah, we just really wanted to take an opportunity to talk about the importance of massage. Yeah. And I think one of the big things when you hear the word massage, people think, oh, it's such a luxury. Yes. In fact, people tell me that all the time. I mean,
that should be nice that you get to get a massage every month. I wish I can do that.
Oh yeah, I wish I had. I wish I had the luxury of doing a monthly massage.
And I don't think people realize, yes, it is a luxury for some, but for others, it's medicine.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that some light need to be shined on that.
Yeah. And especially when you think about it as far as, chiropractic for some people might seem like a luxury, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's our bodies being able to work and perform at their best isn't a luxury. It's right. We only have one body.
So why not take care of it to the best of its ability?
Exactly. And so, I know you have a whole list of reasons why massage is beneficial. I know just from my personal experience. Mm-hmm. I mean, again, I was one of those people that, years ago it was, oh, that's just something that, if I get a gift certificate or, I might go do. But when I started actually consistently doing monthly massages, it's changed my whole recovery. It's changed how I've understood my body. Yeah. And you've helped so much with that when I'm like, this hurts. Why does this hurt? Figure this
right.
And it just having somebody who can really work those muscles and make those connections for you. It's helped so much in that regard.
It's so funny you said. I was just talking to Anthony about how before I came about how the reason. For some massage therapists, all they do is just say, hey, I'm gonna give you a massage and that's it. For me, I like to literally problem solve, figure out why that is happening. Like the micro actions that we do. I don't want to call them big actions because sometimes it's not even the big actions that cause the discomforts that we do have. So
the big actions are I had a really hard workout.
Right.
I did a really hard leg day, so now my legs are sore.
Exactly.
That's
a big action compared to micro. Exactly. And then you could be like, oh snap, that's why but then we have micro actions that we do on a day-to-day basis that we don't even realize. Like I had a lady who was like, dang, Sugar, my shoulder hurts really bad. And she's like, I just don't know why. And then she came back and she's like, I figured it out. And I was like, what is it? She said, it was the way I put on my seatbelt.
Really?
So, right.
Like she was just turning or tweaking in a weird way.
However she did it, she was like, that's what it was. It had nothing to do with working out. It had nothing to do with slipping and falling or anything. It was just a simple way of how she put on her seatbelt. So micro actions.
Yeah. And the big one I know we were just talking about yesterday, and we talk about a lot, that we need to patent this, trademark this, whatever the right term is, trademark this name. Right. Mouse arm syndrome.
Mouse arm syndrome.
So for anyone who works at a computer, which is most
people at this point,
whether it's for your actual job or just for leisure time,
right?
I'd say, unless you specifically configure it, you're most likely using your right hand
exactly
for your
unless
mouse.
You're left-handed,
and configure the computer that way,
right. So for instance, if people are when you work on your computer, your mouse, a lot of people, your mouse is all the way over here. Why? I have no idea.
Because you need more desk room. That's how I am. Because I also keep my notepad.
Okay, yeah.
So I have my keyboard, and then I have my little notepad. So then the mouse is just kind of this
everywhere else. It's just like a floating boat in the ocean. Yeah. So exactly. I'll get to it.
Yeah.
But having this motion, doing this alone, causes a lot of discomfort in the neck. So a lot of people get that discomfort back here. Mm-hmm. You know who you are. Y'all know who y'all are.
I know. You're all the ones sitting there right now going, what? Who? Oh, me.
And this is why. It's because it's this reach right here that does it. So if you bring your mouse closer, I know it can be a little inconvenient when you got your keyboard, your notepad, and things like that. But when you have your mouse closer and you're not sitting here trying to go all the way across town to go get your mouse, you don't have that reach, which doesn't cause the neck. It doesn't cause that extension to cause the discomfort.
Yeah.
So, and I realized that just from, I had a brain fart. One day I was sitting there working on somebody, and it just kept. I swear, it's like a theme.
Yeah.
Do you have things?
Yeah, where you see the same thing
over and over and over again.
You're guys all hanging out together.
When did this happen? What is this? The right arm club? What is? So that happens, and so if you bring it in, you won't get as much of that discomfort in the neck and that front shoulder.
And I feel like that can translate then to anything. That's the same with the keyboard. If your keyboard's out, or again, even if you're right. I catch myself. I know when I still like handwriting things, and since I was a kid, I would always. This is how I write. I turn the notebook and I write like this.
You write like you're left-handed.
I
surprisingly.
I'm a right. That's what I'm told. I'm a right-handed person that writes like
a left-handed. Oh man.
And I don't write. That it was more an issue back when I was in school and I was constantly taking notes and in that position. Right. But just again, having somebody who can feel your muscles, feel what's going on, and then just kind of talk with you. That's what I like about your massages too. Is especially early on. Again. It's like if somebody wants to just come in and relax, you'll shut up.
You better shut up. Okay, I get the hint. I read the room.
I just fall asleep on you, and then you figure the conversation is over. But especially for those first couple massages, being able to talk through things like that, and as you're feeling where you're feeling tension in their body, and it's like, well, hey, you're kind of playing detective. It's like, you sit at a computer, you're doing this kind of stuff, and being able to connect those dots for people, because again, it's not just the benefit they're getting from that, hour of the massage.
Right.
Now, if you tell somebody that, that's going to benefit, going from doing this every single day to now bringing your mouse in closer.
Exactly. And who knows what that's fixing from a chiropractic point of view or anything, who knows.
You could see sleeping better because, if you're not having that nagging neck pain, in the back, you're going to sleep better. So again, it all just kind of comes back together. Just
it does.
Having somebody point something out that, again, just we get in our routines, we get in our everyday.
And sometimes I feel so oh man, I want to tell them, but I guess I could wait. I'm not going to say anything now, so I guess. And then hopefully I can remember everything I do or say or do whenever I'm doing that. But I do feel like it benefits people. The whole, not only is massage can be a luxury, it can also be a medicine. It could also be, it can help people be more aware of themselves, like yourself. And I wish, when people, this is wonderful because I want people to understand you can be aware of yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need that help just to be able to be like, hey, do you do this? I had a lady last week or so, and I asked her, I said, do you work at home? And she was like, yes. And I was like, do you sit on your feet?
Oh, they kind of tucked under.
Yes. And she was like, I do. I love details. I love details. She was like, how did you know?
Yeah, it's like you watch
like, are you in my window? Are you peeping and tomming me? No, but those QLs will tell a story, and something about my intuition will always tell me something. So between the QLs and those hips, it will tell a story. And I know we come with habits, and I know we tend to do that. You know, when we're toddlers, we automatically know how to sit, how to be posturized, like we are born that way.
Yeah.
But these bad habits we have, like if we want to get rid of them, I love the fact that I could be able to say, hey, just to bring awareness, and then coming to me, you know, not being a nagger, but being like, hey, just a kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
A gentle reminder.
Yeah, of like, hey,
what we talked about last time.
Let's keep trying not to do that. Like, I'm not yelling at you or anything. I won't mention it too many times, but you know, just a reminder, like, hey, let's try not to do this, because remember, this is what's causing this discomfort. This is what's causing pain.
Yeah.
So, and I know some things we can't help, like when we sleep.
I know. It's
that's.
I do everything in my power. I mean, I know sleeping on my back is what's best for my hips, best for my shoulders. At some point in the night, I am waking up like in a ball like with my arm. With my arm. Like, I mean, it's inevitable. But I try so hard.
There's nothing we can do about it. Like, you know what we want to do? Not sleep.
Yeah.
So like when I say, okay, look, when I tell people, I'm like, realistically, if we can't, like, I know you can, I get it, but anything you could try to keep from doing certain things, that'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. The things that you can control those things. So,
exactly. So
bringing your mouse closer, changing out your chair, changing out your pillows. I mean, that's something that you know, it's. If you feel like you're doing everything to help your sleep, and you're getting a massage and you feel great, or you're getting an adjustment and you feel great, and then, you know, that waking up in the morning and still feeling stiff. I mean, it could be as simple as changing out your pillow, changing out your mattress. Pillow. Yeah.
Hugging one, because I know a lot of people, even Anthony, my husband, he like fists, like punches the bed when he's on his side. And I'm like, just hug a pillow.
What do you do?
Like but just to keep himself from rolling all the way over, they kind of like, and that's just how he's sleeping. I'm like, okay, I guess that's it. Like, I find myself even like, no, come on, turn this way. Let me fix you. Like, I'm literally fixing him in the middle of the night, and he just rolls over and let it happen, and so on and so forth. But micro things we do is usually the big ones. Yeah. And when you do it repetition enough, it does make a horrible. Like, I had another lady who, older lady, she has arthritis in her back, but she, I had her for like 4 years before we finally had a conversation about certain things, and she was like, "Yeah, well, I was on the phone for 2 hours." I said, "Okay, you was on the phone for 2 hours. How was you holding your phone?"
Yeah.
Oh, like this. So put it on speaker.
Yeah.
Come back next month and tell me how that feels. Came back. She's like, "Sugar, it made a difference." I don't know. I was like, okay, micro things that we do. Just talking on the phone. So if you could be on a speaker or put it a hip, it makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
So it's always just the little things. Little things that make a difference.
I know when I hear you talk about a lot with women is their purses. So either putting them on their shoulder or carrying them, but these heavy bags that
luggage
lug around, and then it's like, oh, why is my,
I don't know why that shoulder hurt. I can only wonder why. But I try to tell people all the time, like, I know you like your purses, I know you like your luggage.
I know you like having your entire life with you,
and that's great, beautiful. Sure, I hope it never gets stolen. But if we can. There's pretty book bags out there. Very cute book bags.
They're very, very in fashion right now.
Yeah, right. So like, if we could get like cute luxury looking book bags instead of I think they're computer bags. Or whatever, and put your stuff in those. Okay, that's fine. But make sure you're cleaning out your bag once a week or so. And I know that's not going to really happen. Like, let's be realistic.
I know you used to yell at me all the time because I like the crossbody bags.
The crossbodies are great though, because it's not.
But it's still always using the one. Yeah. And I would come out of a massage and you'd be like, I know you don't have that big. Because of course that was my big one.
Right.
Like, I know you don't have that big bag on your shoulder. I just spent like 40 minutes working.
Oh man, I get the ladies which they would sit there and have their purses, and I was telling them in the session, like, hey, you wear your purse on their shoulder? Yeah, that shoulder really kills me. Don't wear it. Yeah. Because guess what? This is what's causing it. As soon as they come out, they put the purse back on their shoulder. Take that purse off the shoulder. And they look at me like they're annoyed. Yeah. I just fixed your shoulder.
But I learned. So now I have my small, like I carry a little crossbody that's like just enough for my everyday, like day to day. And then if I'm going to have, like, if I need more stuff for when I'm coming to the office or if I'm going to be out and about, I put it in a drawstring bag.
It makes a difference.
And then it's the bulk of the stuff I'm carrying around is then evenly distributed. And then I just have my small ones.
Exactly. So
for the running, just, it's like, I don't need, a 10-pound bag to run to the grocery store and back.
No,
it's like,
going to the store.
But it is, you just get in the habit. You're like, oh, well, I can fit everything in here. It's so convenient.
Oh, I'm going to need this mail for later. Oh, I'm leaving out. Let me grab that mail too. Oh, I have to go to the doctor's office. Let me grab all my medical records.
Oh, I'll just throw my bottle of water in here. I'll just.
Oh, my coffee cup. Oh, I just throw it in there too. Like, next you got a couch. Now you got your whole world.
Yeah, you got everything.
And so, but it does make a difference. So the point of the book bag is if you're going to wear the book bag, black cattle, where the book bag straps on both shoulders.
Yeah. I know you never.
I never do it. I'm saying here telling people
seen you with it
on both shoulders. So
do as we say, not as we do, right?
And so, but being able to do that and just carrying on, it does distribute that, and it makes a big difference. So, massage can be a luxury, but it is also medicine.
Yeah. Well, again, it's like, just right there. having somebody, it's the same. You could say the same thing. You could go to a chiropractor that just adjusts you and sends you on your way.
Right.
But it's about finding those health professionals, part of your health team, that truly want to understand what's going on and get to the root of the issue. Yeah. And that's it with massage. It's, you have people that come in, win a gift certificate in a basket and come in once and you probably never see again.
Right.
And it's like, okay, great. I'm glad I'm sure they enjoyed their massage.
Right.
But when you're talking about your health, and just like anything, it needs to be a consistent thing. And when it becomes a consistent thing, you're going to benefit so much more from it, because it's not, it's not just those, 60, 90 minutes on the table. It's again, it's having somebody who's connecting those dots for you, which is huge.
And it's a journey. And a lot of people need to understand as well is, when you start any journey, whether it's fitness, chiropractic, your body over the years of before you started doing these things, they are used to being a certain way. So as long as it took for you to get that way, it's going to take for you to get out of that way. Or for you to change those habits, or the way your body is responding to certain things. So where, yes, I might be able to work your hip, and that hip will become better. But then again, it goes back, because it's like, no, I'm used to it being this way. You want me to be this? No, we're not doing that. Yeah. Because this is what
getting things corrected can be uncomfortable. Think about I never personally had braces, but you hear about, like that process of, correcting your teeth.
Right.
It's painful. You're literally shifting and changing. Your teeth grew in that way because that's the way they wanted to be. And now all of a sudden you're mechanic. You're now, once you're done with the process, it's going to feel like the pain goes away. Right. And now your teeth are comfortable being in that straight.
And that, in the way that it has been trained to be.
Your muscles, your spine, all do the same thing. It's like, it feels, we talk about people all the time. Like when we start working with people on having proper posture and just having them just put their shoulders back and chest out, they're like, that feels so weird.
Yeah.
And it feels weird because your muscles aren't used to, like, if this is the position you're used to walking around in, and you're right, it absolutely feels weird to activate those different muscles.
Exactly.
But once you start doing that regularly, and that's what your body gets used to, then when you're slouching, that's when you're like, oh, now that feels weird.
Right. Let me fix myself.
Yeah.
Yep. So it does. It makes a world of difference, So, massage. Not only is it great to have somebody who can do these things and help you understand help you become aware of things and stuff like that. I've met people who use massage for many different things.
Oh yeah.
So like some people who are alone use it to connect, or depression.
Yeah.
So like I had a woman, her family live in another state, and she used massage to connect. It was just her and her cat with asthma.
Her cat had asthma, or she
her cat has asthma. So and so all she had was her cat. Yeah. So
nothing wrong with that. Feel a little attacked right now. Twitter and I are very happy to hear you.
Yeah, but you have somebody. So. But she had nobody, and so to feel connected, that's what she would do. I had there's people that need to feel a connection, and the way they do that is through massage.
Humans we're meant to have that,
to have the connection.
Yeah.
So
and physical touch. I mean, you think about it's like physical touch isn't just like intimacy. It's just having that, a hug, just somebody. I mean, you're having a bad day and somebody just like puts their hand on you, and it's like that can just be comfort, the thing that makes you like I know we've done that. We've
so many times.
But it's true. So I mean, if you're somebody who lives a completely isolated life, and then you can just have that, that way to stimulate that, those natural hormones that happen when we're socializing and when we're, being, feeling safe and comforted by somebody. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. So you have that.
Yeah, I never really even thought about that, actually. That's
some people use it for depression. A woman, I think she was in a car accident, and she lived all the way
out somewhere.
And she came for depression. She would just get massages because it made her feel a little better. So, she was since then became out of it. She wasn't exactly my client, but we had gotten to talking, and she was telling me how it had helped her with her depression. People use it as medicine. I've said that a few times now. So I had a lady who get the migraines, the pressure, where she had to get Botox and things like that. And part of her, this was right before, probably 6 months or 8 months or so before COVID hit. And I was working with her, and she would use the massages, and I only did her neck, for medicine. So she would get the Botox, and I would work her neck and release it as much as I could. And we was making progress. She's like, oh my goodness, I could last 3 days without getting a headache right now, or I could last a week. I think we got up to almost like a good week and a half.
I mean, that's huge for somebody who, I'm assuming she was having probably daily.
Daily migraines or the pressure, depending on the rain. And
to go from that to going a whole, I mean, that's a huge change in quality of life.
Yeah. And so luxury, yes, but medically, people use it as medicine. So
we have a woman who's in current cancer treatment, and she comes now for her adjustment and her massage. She started doing it around the same time as her treatments because she was doing both sort of independently. And then, she realized this most recent round of treatments has just been like physically crippling her, her musculature. And so after her first round, she's like, I think I want to set this up where, I get a treatment on a Monday, and I come see you guys on Wednesday and do both.
Right.
and she's her last rounds have gone so much better.
Oh yeah, her last rounds was great. Emotionally, she was a lot better. Even
again, even if it is like, let's say, even if it is just the placebo,
right? Effect, but at least it's working.
Exactly. I mean, if it's just knowing that you have that team, like if that helps, if that's the difference of you getting through your treatment, feeling good versus being laid out and miserable, and
especially because I talked to Riley, and Riley told me what was going on, because she was saying that the chemo or the it was causing her back to go out.
Yeah.
So with that,
again, whether that was something with the chemo itself or the position she was sitting in while she was having it, I mean, it's a combination, because that's like several hours. I mean, several. So,
because they was there the last time, I think, from 6 to 8.
Yeah. So you think about it, if you've ever unfortunately been sick and laid up in bed, or even worse, in the hospital for a prolonged period of time, I mean, that's just, I mean,
it's a lot. It's body taxing. So, it's massage it can really help people a lot. And that's why I love it. I love being able to help people understand their body, understand how they're feeling. And if they're not sure of how they're feeling, to be able to even just bring awareness to certain things. And then for the week, 2 weeks, or a month that I don't see them, that they can pay attention to what is going on with themselves, and hopefully maybe it'll trigger them to pay attention to how they are in workplaces. Maybe they're clenching their jaw or their hands during certain situations. That's not okay. Different situations, like maybe depending on what road they are, they clench their steering wheel too tight. So the goal is always to help them become a little more aware of themselves than what they were before they met me, just so they can be able to say, oh, I do this whenever I'm around this person. Why do I do that? And maybe it'll go down the rabbit hole to help them realize something they never realized before. And so because of that, I feel like massage alone is a big deal. But that's just me personally. I love to just help. I want to help.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's something too. Like, I mean, not to toot your horn, which I'm going to. I'm always going to sing. I'm always going to sing Sugar's praises. I mean, I truly have done a lot of massages in my life, and I mean, I say, like, at this point, like, nobody. I've never had massages like I've had from you. And I mean, we used you for years before you were even here and part of our practice. And I probably have had a handful of other ones, again, like, on a cruise, you're on vacation, or somebody buys you a gift card, like I've gone to other places, and every time I'm just like, it's not Sugar. But it's just because I think, again, I say, like, we've had other massage therapists that we've referred to over the years, but it was always kind of, you had to know, like, okay, well, like this person, I'm going to refer to this person. And you truly, I mean, I say, like, we can send anybody, like, from the little frail old ladies to the how big 6 foot something. I'm like, this man walked in, I'm like, how do you fit on the table? and like very physically laborsome job that, and I mean, and he says, he's like, I can't go to anybody, but like nobody can do enough pressure. And so it's just that versatility in the way you massage that I've even experienced in my own with you. I mean, like, I used to really like the deep tissue, and I'm like, beat me up. And then, and you did.
It went from hard to really soft.
But it's like, but because you're so good at what you do, we figured out, I'd be really, really hurting for a couple days after, to the point that I couldn't work out and do, and like, finally, you're like, well, let me just try some, like, soft tissue, to the point that, like, some of these spots you're working on, like, I barely could feel anything. Right. But then, like, that's when things actually started releasing, and it's like, and it's just been a totally different experience, and just figuring out, like, that's what my body needed. That's what it responded to.
And that's another thing too, for whoever here watch, any good therapist, I could say this, will listen to your body before they listen to you. I know that sounds crazy, but your body is smarter than you.
Yeah.
And it knows what it wants and how it wants it. And so I get people who I say that to, and they low key roll their eyes like that, like, oh, this is going to be a horrible massage. And I think I shock them because I tell them, like, I do more stretching and this and that. I could go deep, but is this really what your body wants?
Yeah.
And it's you, they're like, oh, okay,
yeah, here we go.
And then when they get into it, they're like, oh, okay, hold on. Okay, I wasn't expecting what you're giving me. And it's gentle, but it is confident in the touch. I can say that. Because a lot of the things, because we beat up on our bodies all the time already. Some people do need a good 2-piece and a biscuit, but not everybody needs it. And your body will react nicer, and it will release better when it's more relaxed than if you're tensing every time I hit a certain spot. Like if you're doing this already, I can't release anything. So if I could sweet talk your body to relax and enjoy what is happening, the more it is like, oh, I can relax. I feel safe. I can do things. I mean, we have a fight, freeze. And if we're fighting all the time, even on the table, that's not your body releasing. So my thought process is, okay, let me get you to relax. Let me get your body to trust me. And then we can work on everything else after that, you know? So, and that's what.
Yeah. And I think that is just, that makes it, you said, the sign of a good massage therapist where, you know, again, I've had massages where, you know, I'm like, this, and this hurts. And so they massage this, and this. And it's like, it feels good at the time because if something's sore and somebody, you know, your neck's sore and somebody rubs your neck, it feels good. But is that really
where it's
correcting it? And that's what, it's so amazing with you. Cause it's like, well, you were rubbing my sinuses the other day.
Oh man.
This spot in my neck has been her white whale for like 4 years.
You know, we've got a love-hate relationship. Not me and her, me and her neck. You know, and the fact that I could touch one side of your face to release your neck is just.
I mean, my sinuses were a little stuffy, and she's like, "Oh, you want me to touch your face?" I was like, "Always." So she just was working the side, and she's like, "You've got to be kidding me!" Like that. She's like, "I cannot believe that spot just released
from her face. Her face.
Yeah, like she wasn't touching my neck at all. Just
And so I was just thinking, like, and that's another thing I love about massage. I usually get bored with things really quickly, and I learn something new all the time. So when people get in with me and I'm like, real excited about something.
Oh yeah.
They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." Like, I'm just super excited. I try not to get that way because I know they're trying to relax, but you know, when something like that happens, you can't help but to be. I'm a nerd, like that. So the fact that I can release your neck.
I know we've had those moments where we're both like, "Whoa!" Come with them. I say at this point, I'm like, I could say that my neck hurts, and you could be like, "Okay, I'm going to work on your left toe." And be like, "Do it." I'm like, whatever you got to do.
Oh man, and it works. It works, you know, and that's why I just let. And I say all the time, your body is going to tell the story. Sometimes we just got to learn to listen. And that's what I do. Even with your one client, he was like, "Yo, you just trace them back, don't you?" It's like, well, your body's telling me something.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to where it want me to go.
Yeah. And again, you helped pinpoint so much where the issue was. Because again, he was having a lot of shoulder pain and figured out it was really coming from his bicep and just, being able to.
But that was another one that surprised me where I was working his shoulder and I was touching his stomach. Yeah. And I was pulling down on his stomach to release his shoulder. So like.
Oh, I know. It's just so.
It's also a fascia thing. Like, you know, fascia, I don't know if they, you know, alone, if you don't know what fascia is, it's if you're making chicken, if you cook. If you don't cook, I can't help you. It's the stuff under the real thin layer of stuff. Like if you pick it up, it go back down. And we have it all through our bodies. And sometimes it's not the muscle, it's the fascia that will pull on different things that causes the discomfort. It has nothing to do with the muscle except, and also if you're dehydrated, the fascia will be dry, and it also causes things like that as well. So
that's such an important thing too, because you always hear, your massage therapist say like, okay, like you finish your massage, okay, drink lots of water.
Right.
Like that's not just like a
thing we say at the end because we have nothing. We don't want to
okay,
the end.
Hydrate. You brought up a really good point. Both before and after your massage, hydration is so important.
It is. It is because your muscles do get dehydrated. The fascia does get dehydrated. Everything is more pliable when you're drinking water. So when you drink that water and your muscles is more, it also keep you from cramping. Like if you get in Charlie horses and stuff or anything, it makes a big difference whenever you're drinking good water.
Well, something else we didn't even touch on, but the lymphatic benefits of massage. So your lymphatic system is essentially this fluid that runs through your entire body. That's the heart of your immune system. So your immune cells don't, your blood runs through your blood vessels and gets pumped through your body, but the lymphatic system is really, it's intertwined with the muscle. So the only way that it moves is by the contraction of muscle, which is why when you see people who have very sedentary lives, you'll see increased swelling in the ankles, or again, if they have a lymphatic disorder, like if they've had a lymph node removed,
or a clogged one,
they'll get swelling in the limbs. Right. But massage, because you're manipulating the muscles, in turn, you're also putting the lymphatic system into hyperdrive, essentially. And lymphatic system needs proper hydration. So that's why again, it's important to be hydrated before massage for the muscle, but after all of those toxins and everything that's been released from that massage, muscles, it's like the only way to flush it out
is to drink water. And also, when you flush out that system, also you are not as sore after your massage as well.
Just like working out, if you don't properly recover after a workout, you get all that lactic acid buildup, and you're gonna be really sore.
And then you gotta come to me.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're gonna be really sore.
And then you'll be sore twice.
It's a vicious cycle.
To do it right the first time, and then so it is a vicious cycle. So you have to make sure you're drinking water. I know we tend to not like the taste of water, some of us, but it is good for you, and it's necessary. It's really, massage is amazing. I've been wanting to be a massage therapist since I was 16 years old. Wow. As crazy as that sounds,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it was funny because in high school I was researching it, and it was saying like, oh, you only get paid this much. I was like, how am I supposed to I didn't have nobody to tell me
all the practical.
And then it was like, oh, your hands will end up like this, and all. It was just all these different things. I was like, I'm not doing this. So I went into cooking, but then I found out more. But I wanted to be a massage therapist since I was 16 years old.
And here you are.
And here I am, surprisingly. I was, usually that's like
it's just something that sounds cool at the time. But
no. So
I think it's what you were meant to do.
Yeah, definitely. So, but there's, there's all micro habits. Make sure y'all are taking care of micro habits, because it could be as small as, how high your cupboards are. It could be,
I didn't even think about that. Like, say, there's something you use every day and it's on the top shelf, and so every day you're constantly reaching for it. Why is this? So put it on a bed.
Right, like I'm broken. I need a new one. Like it's a thing. So my teacher was saying that she was massaging a guy. He was super tall. He had got a new sports car, and he
he's like I've already pictured this.
He's like, it hurts right back here. I don't know when it started, but it just really hurts. So one day she said she finally happened to look outside as he was getting in his car. And the next time she seen him, she said, you need a new car.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, it's your car.
Yeah.
You're like 6'5".
That car. Yeah.
It's a micro machine compared to you. Just get a new car. You need a truck. It just, so it's all about things that, are seats. So let's say if your couch is worn out, your shoes is a big one. Your shoes is a big one. If you are on your feet all the time, it does not matter if you walk or run. You need a running shoe. Just because you're constantly on your feet. And when your shoes start to wear out, a lot of times certain things start to hurt, like your back and your hips and your shoulders. And Or if you're sitting there and if you're wearing a heavier shoe, will also make a difference. It will change the gait of your walk. So things like micro little things as small as shoes makes a difference. So even so, it's amazing how just those little things do change people, and I don't think they realize it. They're just like, oh, this really hurts and I can't tell you what.
Yeah. That's what, I think it just comes back. I mean, it comes back to what we talk about, constantly in all of these podcasts, which is, listening to your body.
Yes.
And I mean, like you said, our bodies, I like that. Our bodies are smarter than us.
Yes.
And it's true. So if you can continue to ignore it, then
it will continue to have a temper tantrum.
Yeah. Or you can start to make those small changes. And you can't control everything. Not everybody has the luxury of necessarily going in and changing their entire, entire work situation but like, if you can get a better chair, if you can get a better standing desk, or you can definitely change your shoes. You can definitely change the position of your mouse. So just, by making those little changes, it can make a really big difference.
And even going in with Angie, if you guys look at her stretches or anything like that, even in between while you're working at a desk or anything and doing stretches, if you do your stretches and things like that, it will keep you limber, it will keep you from breaking, it will keep you from needing a new body.
Check out my movement minutes on YouTube.
Yes.
So they're designed to be able to be done anywhere. So.
Exactly. So do these things. We're getting older. People are getting older. So if you could keep your body moving the way it should be moving, it makes a world of difference. Don't just stop because you don't think you need it. Especially as we get older. I mean, you even told me this one, we need to have a stronger abdominal area. So if you want to keep your balance and things like that, go look at Angie's stuff. Pay attention to what she is showing you guys, because it does make a difference.
And you can either address it now, or you're going to be addressing it when it becomes an issue because you've had a fall, or
you're like, I don't know how I got down here.
You need a joint replace. Again, not to say that joint replacements happen there, but who knows, if you did your stretches, did massage, addressed it earlier, then maybe it wouldn't have gotten to that point, or you would have delayed it. You can put that off for 5 or 10 years. That's 5 or 10 years
more than before you would need those things to operate on. So it, massage is amazing, and I've worked on many things that made a world of difference.
Yeah, and it's part of it's not a luxury.
It's not just a luxury.
Just because something's relaxing doesn't mean it's a luxury. Right. Like meditation's relaxing.
Right.
I wouldn't call it a luxury. Right. It's actually very hard. Especially if you're me, where it's like hamster wheel of thoughts going.
Right. And then you So
clear your mind. What?
You want me to do what? How? Then. So it yes, it can be a luxury, but I had a guy. It's so funny. I had a guy come in, 50 years old. He, for 18 months, he had a pain in his back. 18 months. He went to the doctors and they said, oh, just take some ibuprofen. So he'd been popping ibuprofen for 18 months, like Skittles. So 30-minute massage. And he's like, I thought massages was just for 25-year-old girls who was getting married. And I was like, no, sir, that is not how this works. This is for anybody who needs it. So came in for the 30 minutes, and in 30 minutes, his world changed. Like literally, I was able to release it, and he was like, what did you do? Like, did you? And because of that, just that 30-minute situation, I was able to get his hip to release. He didn't have to take ibuprofen. He came back to me, I think, a week later and said, people thought I won the lottery. Pain can make you a completely different person.
Yeah, it changes you.
So,
especially chronic pain like that.
Right. Before you guys go off to get surgery, even, I mean, if we can't, go talk to your doctors, of course, to first be able to, check the chiropractor or do a workout for 6 months to a year first to see if it makes a difference, to come and get a massage and see if maybe it's just a massage doesn't need to be done. I had a guy who works on transmissions, and anybody who's a mechanic understands you start with a small thing first and then work your way up and see if that makes a difference. But if we can, change it, something small, then maybe you don't have to get that surgery, because sometimes surgery can change things drastically in your body.
Absolutely.
So
about listen to your body, establish that that wellness team. I mean, that's really, that's why that's why Dan brought me on, and then you. It's like they believe in the greater mission. It's like yes, we're a chiropractic office, but we really want to be your one-stop wellness shop, because the muscular side is so important. I mean, you could be getting adjustments regularly. Your spine could be looking great, responding well to your adjustments. But if you have a weak muscular foundation,
it can't keep things in place.
You can't keep it. Or the opposite, if you're going too much and you're not, if things are too tight,
then it will pull things out of place.
So it's all about the balance. It's all about making sure and people ask me all the time, they're like, do I need to stretch or do I need to strengthen? Yes.
Both. Do it all.
Yes. And it's just, and that's where, again, working together as a team, I think we can really piece stuff together, because people will, all three of us, and I'm kind of putting, Dr. Riley and Dr. Dan together as one, as one person. But I could even say all four of us could talk to the same person and could come out with 4 different stories. Because it's like people will, either feel more comfortable or just naturally different things will come. I mean, I think you were massaging somebody and you came out and you're like, oh yeah, I didn't know they so blah, blah, blah. And we're like, they never mentioned that to us. Whatever it was. And I mean, same even happened when I started with meeting with people, way back when, before we even had all this space. And I'd be like, oh yeah, you didn't tell me so-and-so. And Dan would be like, they never mentioned that they,
Right. That happened a few times.
So again, just having the more people that kind of see you regularly, know your body, can start to, it's just the more overall that you're going to get. Because again, it's not, there's no one exactly. Yeah. There's no quick fix. There's no, we would love to say, okay, here's the magic formula, everybody follow it. But if that were the case, it would be too easy. Yeah. It'd be way too easy. So it really is. And, it's becoming more and more of a puzzle and figuring out and connecting those dots and finding yourself a good team. Yeah. So we're thrilled to have Sugar part of this team. I try. And we'll definitely be seeing more of her. I think we'll have to do some more of our our own episodes here. Just keep talking about sharing the benefits, because it's
necessary.
It is so important.
And because I tell people all the time, I tell my ladies, it's nothing against men or anything, but my ladies, I tell them too, we carry our emotions in our hips. So a lot of times our hips are tighter and things like that. And I tell them too, if you're clenching your jaw, you're clenching everywhere else. So even in that aspect as women of being able to understand, even when they're trying to stretch, why can't I need new hips? Something's broken. Just understanding why that is a thing. It's, this would be great. So this was,
So first one, more to come, yes, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. If anything that we talked about resonated with you, please check out our other podcasts. And we have Sugar's information on our website, turofamilychiropractic.com. You can book directly with her, or you can call the office. So whatever is easy for you. And we will plan to see you guys next time. So thank you so much. This was another episode of What the Health. Have a wonderful day.
You've been listening to another episode of What the Health? The podcast where anything health is fair game, with your hosts, Dr. Dan, Angela, and Dr. Riley. Brought to you by Turo Family Chiropractic. If you'd like to learn more about some of the resources mentioned on this show, or you have questions about something that was discussed, please reach out through our website at www.turofamilychiropractic.com. Remember to like and subscribe to What the Health Podcast to catch all the latest episodes and replay your favorites. Thank you for listening, and remember, we're always here to help when you find yourself saying, "What the hell?"